What if your anagram could sound like something you've never heard before, built by someone you've never met from across the other side of the world? Because that's exactly what's happened. Hey, I'm Twisty, and Darkglass has just dropped the Anagram marketplace, and it's genuinely a big deal for this platform, and one of the reasons that I started looking at it more seriously. We're talking over 50 new plugins created by the audio community, free options, paid options, and an open door for developers and sound engineers to keep building for bass players. And here's the part that you need to remember. All core updates and standard blocks from Darkglass will always be free and remain so. So this is an addition to what you're getting from Darkglass themselves. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. We'll hit the web shop, browse free and paid models, add one to the library, and make a purchase. And then we'll sync everything to the Darkglass studio, and from there down to my Darkglass Anagram. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how the marketplace fits into your workflow. So let's get into it. So here's the thing with multi-effects platforms. The hardware is only as good as the options inside it. And in the case of some vendors, where they're trying to please everybody, especially the guitarists, sometimes there's a whole bunch of stuff in there that you just don't need. Now, you might love your anagram. You might have dialed in a solid preset, got your scenes sorted, know your way around the signal chain, but at some point you hit a ceiling. The blocks you've got are the blocks you've got, and you just want that one more feature. So you were stuck until now. The marketplace changes this equation. It's not just new gear, it's a new layer of the platform. And if you've never navigated a plugin marketplace inside a hardware ecosystem before, the workflow isn't completely obvious the first time around. So that's exactly what this video is for. One of the advantages that the Anagram has over some of its competitors is the ability to have both provided models and also NAM captures. And I remember the first time I downloaded a NAM capture from the community, I used the Tone 3000 one, which is the free NAM captures, and I loaded it into the Neural Amp loader block. It was this off the radar capture of a late 60s tube amp, and it just sat in the mix differently to anything else that I'd had on the rig. And that moment shifted how I thought about what the Anagram actually is. It's not a fixed device, it's a platform. And the marketplace is the next generation of this platform. Before we dive in, I want to let you know that this is a sponsored video in partnership with Darkglass Electronics. They did send me a pre-release of the software to try out and give my points of view. The Anagram is mine. I paid for this myself. It was not donated, it wasn't awarded, and I've been using it as my live rig for the last few months. And you'll have seen a few videos on my channel. So the Anagram is a platform that I like, and the marketplace is a concept that was floated to me in conversations at the NAM event earlier in the year, and it's the reason I became interested in the Anagram over some of the other platforms. The marketplace is now live from the marketplace.anagram.shop website, link on the screen, and everything I'm showing you today you can do right now. So after connecting your Anagram to the USB-C connection, then you will open your Dark Glass Suite software. You'll see that there's now a new marketplace and plugins area for you to connect to. And this is going to show you anything that you have purchased or synced from the marketplace. So you can see here I've already downloaded a couple of them. Up on the top right hand side, there's a buy and get plugins. So if I click on that, it will open the website for the marketplace. Once you're into the library, you can see the plugin catalog. At this point, there are over 50 different options. You've got community built plugins, some of them are free, some of them are paid. And the important thing is that Dark Glass has committed that all of the standard blocks that come with the Anagram and core Dark Glass updates will always be free forever. The paid section is third-party and community developer content, which sits on top of the foundation. So what Dark Glass is developing for the platform will always be free, and you'll get those as releases. But the marketplace allows other manufacturers or community people to produce stuff to allow you to run it on your Anagram platform. As you go through, you can click on the ones that you think you might like. It'll give you a description of what it does. And if you like that, you can then, if it's a paid one, add it to the cart. So let's check out this 808 Overdrive Pro, and it's free. So to add the free one, all I'm going to do is select it, say add to library. The purchase is successful because it was free. I don't need to check out, there's no payment for it. I just sync that now and it'll sync that to my library. To look at a purchased version, I'm going to look at, I don't know, let's pick a random one. And the Angular Tone Hammer. Now it's got a €29 price, so I'm going to add that to my cart. Once I've added it to the cart, that's just simply a matter of purchasing it through the cart. And once I've done that, it'll go through the same process and add that to my library. Once it's in my library, I can then, when I close that, you'll see that the Dark Glass Suite is now prompting me to install it. Do I want to install that plugin? If I say yes, it will then go and download it, install it on the Anagram for me, and I can uninstall it from my Anagram. So if I no longer want it on the device itself, I can just uninstall it. Otherwise, I can go through the other ones that I've ordered or paid for or synced, if they were free, but not downloaded to the device yet. So the syncing is pretty simple. I'm doing that all through here. And once it's downloaded or synced to the Dark Glass Suite and I've installed it on the Anagram, it's no different now to finding my normal plugins. So let's go and have a look at the Anagram itself and see how we can start using some of these effects or models in a preset. Okay, so now that we've downloaded from the marketplace, to add a block to a preset is as simple as our normal process of picking where we want it to go to, going to the category that we downloaded it to. So in this case, we just downloaded a distortion. So we enter there. As I scroll across to the other end, you can see that I now have 3 new blocks that are available for me to use that weren't there as part of my standard Anagram deployment. If I select the one we just did, the amp squeeze, it's now added and I can drag and drop it wherever I want it to go to, the same as I would any other block. If I select it, it brings up its controls, and the controls for an overdrive, drive, tone, etc. And these are all manageable by the selector switches. The same as any other analog preset block. I can delete it the same way. And now it's no longer part of my preset. Now, rather than going through all 50 of the new models, I thought I'd pick 3 that I found were interesting in the fact that they weren't something you can get from a NAM capture. So it's not an amp model, an IR, or an overdrive. The first one we're going to look at is the Pole Trick. And the Pole Trick is based on the Pultec EQ system. And the Pultec EQ became popular for bass players because it allowed you to boost a bass frequency and cut the frequency at the same time. Now, this sounds a little bit backward, but what we were doing is by boosting the low band, we're getting the bottom end we wanted to, but also cutting, because the crossover frequencies weren't aligned, there was a crossover between what was being cut and what was being boosted, and that allowed you to have a lot more tighter, record-ready low end in your bass. So what we're looking at is this low end section here, and I've got between 20 and 100 hertz. The magic one was around about the 60 hertz mark, and you can play with any of these, but the idea is you pick the frequency you want and then you boost it. So I'd be boosting the low frequency at 60 hertz and then cutting it or attenuating it at the same time. Now you can cut and boost these however you like. The recommendation is, for this effect, is to boost by a volume and then cut by about 2 dB less. So in this case, I'm boosting the low at 60 hertz by 4, and then I'm cutting it by 2. And that's going to give me this type of sound. Nice, deep, fat, clean, recordable bass signal. So if you're using a preamp or a valve DI model, like the Noble DI in the Anagram, then you could use this as an alternative to give you a different tonal characteristic. This is not something that I've found on the Helix platforms, and I'm not sure about the Quad Cortex, but to me, from a recording workflow perspective, having this Pultec capability in my Anagram is fantastic. Now, along the same lines, the next one we're going to look at is the Studio Pre. So this one is a replica of an analog SSL style recording desk. And you can see the graphics are fantastic. And what I'm getting here is the gain and the character are the main knobs that this effect are going to be useful to you for. With the gain, I can boost the gain, which adds saturation to my bass sound without and increasing the volume or the pre-gain of the sound without distorting it. So as I increase that gain, I'm increasing the natural analog compression of the sound, a bit like having a slight compression on it, but I'm never going to distort the signal this way. The character allows you to go from a valve preamp style all the way down to a solid state preamp. So I'm looking at a valve or more solid state clean. So if you're recording directly to a digital desk or audio interface, or you're using your Anagram as that audio desk, this will allow you to get that analog studio feel to your bass tone as you're recording through. There's a number of other blocks that I found in the new marketplace which were targeted at practice. The Cognate chord, for example, allows you to have a drone sound in the background, either set up as a synth pad or strings or a tempura tone or even a Hammond organ type sound. And you can then have that as sort of compact, tight sound or some more wider chorusy sound. From a practice perspective, if you're trying to learn a scale or learn to solo or practicing how your scales work across songs, sometimes playing just to yourself doesn't give you much value.
But if I pick a key that I'm working for and a mode, and the modes can be just the root, or it could be the root and fifth, major, minor, a bunch of other jazz type stuff that Scott Devine will be really happy about, then you can play along to it. I can adjust the level of the background and I can adjust its tone. But the other good thing I can do is I can either have it as a always on, or I can have it fade in when I start playing and fade out when I stop playing. The ducking allows the bass to move forward in that mix. So what it does is it quietens down the chord tone while you're playing, and so it ducks it out of the way. So I'm going to leave that for fading and just play against an E minor background. And as I stop playing, it starts to fade out. So there it is, plugins built by someone in the Anagram community that are now sitting inside my signal chain like any other block made by Darkglass.
So here's what the marketplace actually represents. And this is the part that I want you to sit with. The Anagram started as a very capable, very well designed bass multi-effects platform. Darkglass built solid blocks, a clean workflow, and a great hardware experience, but it was a closed system in terms of what lived inside it. Only Darkglass could provide the content, which meant they were limited to firmware refreshes every time they wanted to release new capability. Now, they've done a great job of that over the last 12 months. In basically every month, there's been a major release. And this month's release has been the marketplace. But this now allows Darkglass to separate firmware updates from capability or modeling that's available. Now, yes, there's NAMM modeling, which you can get through sites like Tone 3000, but that's limited to amp captures and IRs for cabinets and overdrive type effects. It doesn't allow you to do modulation effects, delays, and those sorts of effects. So the marketplace is now effectively a tone library for not only amps, cabs, but other effect types, delays, modulation effects, reverbs that you can't get through a NAMM capture. And so developers can now build for a platform. Community members who understand the bass tone and really understand it can also contribute to what this device becomes. And you as a player get access to their work. This is not just a firmware update. This is a shift in what the Anagram device is. And the commitment that the standard Darkglass blocks stay free, that matters. It means that the foundation of your rig doesn't have a subscription attached to it. The marketplace is an addition, not a replacement. So there it is, the Anagram marketplace, from the web shop all the way to running a preset. Log in, browse the catalog, grab a free plugin or two, run it through a workflow, and that's all it takes to understand how the system works. Then you'll know exactly what you're looking at, and when new plugins land, you get to choose whether to accept them or not. The other advantage is you can take them off your Anagram. So if you've downloaded a weird sound that you no longer want to clutter up your device, uninstall it and install it later on. You own that license, especially if it's a free one. If you found this helpful, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the other content that we're producing, and check out this video to see more detailed breakdown of the Anagram. Catch ya.